everyone, and welcome to week 1 of Path of Yoga. I'm Dr. Carly Way, and I wanted to give you a heads up on a few props that you might want to pick up to make your practice a little more enjoyable this semester. Now, if you're taking this class online, you're going to need the first one at the very least, and that is a yoga mat. Now, this mat, notice they come in a lot of groovy styles. This one is a little bit thicker than your standard mat, and I'm going to give you some links on Blackboard where you can purchase a variety of different mats. You can also customize your mat. I'll give you a link to a website where you can put a photo of your dog or the Grand Canyon on your yoga mat. Whatever is inspirational and scenic to you, you can customize it. And you can also get eco-friendly yoga mats, so I'll give you a few links so you have some selections if you are interested. Now, if you just want to get started with a basic mat, this is one that you can pick up at your favorite discount store. A lot of regional supermarkets in Arizona carry these mats as well. They're a little thinner, but they'll just provide a protective barrier between you and the floor, and a great way to get started. If you have knee issues, you probably will want to put a blanket, yoga blanket, or a cushion underneath your knees. You can even double mat, so put 2 mats on top of one another. This will just provide a little more protection for your knees. Now, if you're taking the class as a hybrid, so you're coming to class on Thursdays, you can certainly use the yoga mats in our studio, aka yoga room. And they're fine. At the beginning of the semester, I'm sure they're clean and smelling very sweet. But as you go along, you might want to think about maybe picking up one of your own. And again, these are widely available. They're very inexpensive. These starter mats are like around $20. So you can also find them at a sporting goods store. So if you're in Prescott or Flag or you're in Phoenix, you can certainly find these everywhere, and a lot of very cool patterns and styles as well, if that's your thing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this again is not absolutely necessary, but I want you to just do a little investigation right now. Whatever you're doing, take a seat right now on the floor, in a chair, sofa, in what we call Sukhasana or easy seat. It's a comfortable cross-legged position. And I just want you to sit here until I tell you to stop, as you're listening to me, as I tell you about a few other props that you can use to make this posture, easy seat Sukhasana, a little more comfortable. Now the first one is, this is a Zafu cushion. Now this is it's not a very, but it's more of a pricey option. So if you're serious about your yoga practice at some point, you might want to invest in a Zafu cushion, especially if you're interested in meditation. This really helps you to sit in Sukhasana for long periods of time without straining. And again, our focus of yoga is to still the fluctuations of the mind so that you can calm down. If you're sitting there thinking, my knees are killing me, my low back is killing me, that's anything but stilling the mind. So we really want you to feel comfortable. That's the objective, that's the intention. And what a Zafu cushion will do, this is kind of like a beanbag chair, if you remember, a mini one, if you remember those. I do. You can take out the seats to make it a little more supportive for you. What you want to do is create a slope, so you're sitting on the edge of this cushion and then your knees are forward, and it's easier to sit with a long spine, which is our objective. Be comfortable, not have anything hurting. Now, as you're sitting in your Sukhasana, if your knees are killing you, I want to tell you about another option. This is a yoga blanket. And yes, you can use any blanket, but these are great because they're soft and they're easy to fold and roll. Not every blanket that you have around the house is going to be soft, give you that cushion, and will roll as easily. Not an absolute necessity, but something you might want to consider as you experiment this semester. Now with a yoga blanket, what you can do if your knees are killing you is roll the blanket, create a little jelly roll, and just place that underneath your knees. And you want to do both, obviously. So that's one option. You can also use this as you would a zafu cushion and sit on the edge, creating that slope, bringing your pelvis forward, knees are down, long spine. So this might be something to think about as well. And as I mentioned before, if your knees are sensitive, a blanket can be terrific. You can just fold it in that case. Fold it lengthwise. If you need a little more cushion, you can fold it in half again and just place it underneath the knees, particularly when we're starting in table. But I would probably just fold it once. You don't want too much height with that. So it's your yoga blanket. All right, are your knees killing you? You can go ahead, get out of Sukhasana. Now I'd like you to get in a standing posture. This is going to be mountain pose, Tadasana. And in mountain pose, I want you to stand with your feet about hip width apart. Be comfortable. And then inhale the arms out to the side and swan dive forward into Uttanasana, which is a forward fold. Take a deep breath. Exhale, release, and do a quick body scan here. Notice if your low back is bothering you, if you're forcing or straining. We really need to think about getting you a yoga block, and that's what these are here. You can find these right next to your yoga mat at a lot of those discount department stores, those box stores, and again, the regional supermarkets carry these as well. And what they do is just help to bring your body in balance. A lot of times, it's just a matter of maybe legs being very long, maybe having low back issues, not being able to go quite as far forward. What I want you to get away from, though, is thinking that it's a sign of weakness to use a prop. It's not at all. It's just meant to bring the body in balance. Again, our objective is to still the fluctuations of the mind. If you're in your forward fold and you're screaming and thinking, how much longer, this is killing my low back, or whatever mental chatter is going on in your head, it's anything but stilling. So we use the blocks to just give you a little relief. That's really what it's all about, to calm the mind. Now, you can use yoga blocks on the tall end, on the short end, on the flat end, whatever you need. And they're just a wonderful support. So if you're feeling that you're not quite as flexible and you are the type of person to really push yourself and maybe reach for the floor but get in a contorted position while you're doing that, really consider picking up a yoga block or two. They often come in sets of two. So that's that option. Now another thing with your yoga block, you can use a yoga block underneath your knees, just like we were talking about with the blanket. You can put a blanket over the block and use that instead of a zafu cushion to bring your hips forward. A lot of things you can do with the block, and we'll be using them in the studio, in class, just to help you maintain alignment. That's really what they're about, and to take the pressure off of your joints, off of your body, so you can be a little more calm as you're holding these postures. Now, if you have issues with your hamstrings or your shoulders, I would really encourage you to pick up a yoga strap. Now these are found right alongside the yoga block, same stores I was mentioning. And typically what we'll do in our class, it has an end where you can belt it. We probably won't use it in that way in our class this semester, but they do provide wonderful support in some of our poses if we're stretching. This will provide a controlled stretch for you. For example, in one stretch that we'll do early on, we'll extend one leg toward the ceiling and then place the strap just below the ball of the foot. Hold the strap, let's say we're doing the right leg. Hold the strap in the right hand and release the leg to the right. It provides some support so you're not rolling all the way over, you don't fall, and you get a wonderful stretch for the hips and the hamstrings. Really, really beneficial. Now, if anyone in your household has a tie, you can try. You can use the tie early on, but this provides just great support and give. A tie will, stretch a little bit, so it's okay if you're starting, but just experiment. Keep this in the back of your mind if you are someone who wants to address issues with shoulders and hamstrings. Now, the final prop I wanted to show you, this is a bolster. And these are often sold on the same websites that will sell the yoga blankets. And these are wonderful if you're interested in a restorative practice, in a yin yoga practice. And what they do is just provide wonderful support. You lean into the bolsters, you relax into the bolsters, and they will support. You can support your knees, you can support your low back. We'll do a variety of poses. It's just wonderful to recline. Now in a restorative class, we'll hold postures for 10 minutes. So you'll recline back on this. For example, you can use a yoga block and prop up the bolster with the block. Press down on the edge and then release back, release your shoulders alongside this bolster, your head's here, and it's just a wonderful heart opening practice. So just something to think about if you happen to see these and really that restorative practice appeals to you. I would encourage you to invest in one of these. You will not regret it. But for now, if it's just the yoga mat that you're getting, that's perfectly okay. I just wanted to show you the array of options available and start off the semester telling you it is not a sign of weakness to use these props. It's really about making your practice more comfortable for you. That's what it's all about. We're not about no pain, no gain in yoga. We're actually about minimizing pain so that you can relax, release, and let go. So, welcome to week 1. And I look forward to getting started with our first asana practice.